What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Ham Radio Campfire. I'm WA7PB, and we got Mike CU3HY, and James may not be here, and I don't know where Hayden's at. So we got half the gang here at least.
Yep.
Yep. So what you been up to this week?
Same old, same old. Just working on just the one a day, the Bailey sprockets. We had, interestingly, yes, what was it? I think it was either Friday or Thursday, something like that. There was a big meeting, a get together, the first get together of POTA admins, like a meeting, a Zoom meeting with everybody. That was pretty cool. Just getting to know the different people who work on POTA, like the big honchos and the country
Hmm.
admins and stuff like that. It was, I hope it's not secret. At least I don't think it was a secret. It was just a meet and greet online. It was the first one we did. I didn't stay till the end because I had to go to work. But it was really interesting, and it was really nice to get to know people and what brought them into POTA. And I told my
Hmm.
story and heard a couple of stories, so that was pretty cool. Other than that, just same old, POTA, POTA, POTA every day.
Yep. Well, I branched out from POTA
Yeah,
recently, as many people may have seen. I did my first Summits on the Air activation on Friday, and that was very successful. I actually made I believe it's my furthest FM simplex contact yet. It was about 70 miles on the dot. It was a summit to summit, so that was pretty cool.
nice,
Yeah,
nice, very
I've
cool.
never. Yeah, it was my first time doing soda. And I happened to make a summit to summit, so yeah, that was pretty cool. The HF wasn't great. Um, I don't know how many people here saw my TikTok live stream, but Josh even stopped by on there from Ham Radio Crash Course, and we were trying to work each other, but I could hear him because I think he's running a hex beam, probably with like 100 watts. But I was running my Buddy Stick Pro with like 20 watts, so a little tough getting out there. But yeah, conditions were interesting on Friday. I'll leave it at that. They're not very good today.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
bands are rough today.
yeah. I was playing on FT8 earlier for a little project I'm doing that Mike's more aware of. But yeah. Oh, he's running a step IR. So yeah, he's running an amazing antenna. That's all that matters. And I have a Buddy Stick Pro, which is still a really good antenna. It's just not a step IR. So
Yeah.
yeah, it looks like we got a few people joining us here on the chat tonight. We got Joseph, we got Plasma, Hiken, and Hammond. What's up, guys? So yeah, this week I do plan on doing some POTA this week, though. Well, because like that's the closest. Um, what do you call it? That's the closest soda to me. But there is Shenandoah National Park, but I have to drive like an hour at least, or hour and a half probably, just to get there. So yeah, that's like a day trip thing where it's like I could probably do maybe one summit out there. Actually, this is technically my second. Um, what do you call it? This is my second activation technically because when I went to Monsanto for Huntsville, I didn't know that was a soda at the time, but I found out afterwards. Like, oh, that's a soda. So this
Hmm.
is my first truly dedicated Summits on the Air activation, I have to say. So, Hyken and Hammond, who says tried to do an activation earlier, but he couldn't make it happen due to weather and band conditions. Yeah, the South has been getting slammed by storms today, so we haven't gotten any this far north, luckily. But yeah, um, so yeah, why don't you tell people about that little project you're doing if you can, if you want to.
Uh, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm I belong to a local ham club. Well, it's not. a ham club. It's we're actually DX team, so it's like six of us, and we've actually asked for a license for a repeater, and we've decided that the repeater is a Yaesu VXR 9000, and I'm actually I 3D printed a box, and I'm starting to take parts in, and I'm gonna build an all-star link to it so we can actually have it run analog, but with a DMR link to free DMR, where then it'll link up to other repeaters in the Azores. So you talk into one, and all the others are linked through DMR, and then they spit out analog stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, in Portugal, you need a license for a repeater because the repeater has a call sign, so it needs to have its own license. And also, if you're going to run an APRS gateway, it needs to have a license of its own. And in order
Wow.
for you to ask for a license, you can't do it as a ham radio operator. You need to go. It needs to go through a club or, in this case, we're like a DX team. I'm going to use the Pi as a controller dot, and the interface from the Pi to the repeater is going to be through a USB RIM Lite 2 V2 from Repeater Builder. That's the way I'm going to run it. So yeah, I think All Star is great. If you want to upgrade an analog repeater, you can just go ahead and just use an interface, and then you can remote that analog repeater to DMR, D star, whatever you want. But mostly, we're using free DMR, which is pretty cool. I mean, if people are using the repeater analog, they'll hear each other, but then all their audio is redirected to DMR in this case. So, and if you access the DMR side with a DMR radio anywhere in the world, as we know, digital communications, it'll be through that particular channel or talk group that the repeater is linked to. It'll spit out through that repeater into analog. So for the local community to be heard. No, I haven't looked into open repeater. This is not my idea. I'm just um, I'm just piggybacking off of someone else's idea, and he's helping me because I've never done anything like this. I've done DMR hotspots and ish repeater ish DMR. This is a whole new ball game for me. I ordered the. I'm still waiting on the interface from Repeater Builder, which they seem to be very, very good. These rim lights V2, and that's what we're gonna use. Hopefully, we already have a repeater site, which is pretty good. It has to have internet access. Now,
No.
locally, it does have internet access, so we don't have to run a link to it because a lot of clubs and repeater owners are running Wi-Fi links, like I don't know, 12-mile, 15-mile repeater links with sat dishes and stuff like that. And that's an extra cost. Now, this site that we're gonna use already has internet, so we just have to plug it in, and it's good to go. I do need to think about a VPN so I can access it remotely if I need to configure anything in the in the DMR section of it, stuff like that. So. Is there a cost of the license? Yes. It's, I believe, 35 euros a year, which is equivalent to about 40 bucks, 35
Oh, it's
bucks, something like that.
35 now. Yeah, the euro's like
Yeah, 'cause-
flat a dollar. Yeah.
yeah, it's 35 bucks. And then APRS gateways are 15 bucks a year for the license, which is, it's peanuts. I mean, because, you know, it's not free, but it's like the ham license a year for us is 20 bucks. It's
Oh, well,
free.
every year is
It's
$20.
Yeah, for us it is every
Wow.
year it's $20. And if you're over 65, it's 50%. And yeah, after you're 65, retired age, it's 50%. So it's $10 a year after 65. So
Yeah. People over here are complaining that it costs like $30 now to get licensed for 10 years. And over
well,
there, you just have like fee after fee after fee. It sounds like.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But here it's I don't even know what the cost of the exam is. I know there's a cost. You pay to get your exam. You pay to do an exam. It's not free. I just don't know what the cost is right now. When I took mine, it was something like cinconch, maybe like $25 at the time. I'm not sure though. And what's money to him? We do,
Yeah.
besides boating, no, we do have expensive hobbies.
Yeah.
I was telling Pat before that I just dropped a pre-order on an amp, and yeah, it's a pretty expensive amp, and it's gonna take a year. The factory says a year to deliver, so I guess it won't come for my birthday this year.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
next
you
year's
got
birthday.
a lot more patience than I do. I tell you what, if they told me a year, I'd be like, nah, I'll just go find another one.
But it is a 1500-watt amp that weighs 22 pounds with a built-in auto tuner.
Hmm.
It comes factory with a bag so you can take it to portable use, the expedition, stuff like that. Am I going to run it for POTA? Oh, no,
No.
no, no,
Yeah.
no.
I'd be scared to take that thing out of the house.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Although,
Yeah.
coming last weekend of October, I've been invited to go to San Miguel Island, which is Azores still, but it's like a 40-minute, no, 35-minute flight to another island, and I'll be joining them for CQWW, SSB. So it's going to be my first contest. Hopefully, I don't get addicted. Uh, but it's going to be my first, and I hope to learn a lot from it because there's always room for improvement and learning in ham radio.
Yep.
So yeah,
That's
I'm going there
very
with an
true.
open mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So my project this week too was, I don't know if you saw the stream, but I was making a what do you call it? Like a guy system for these military surplus masks. Like you can buy these military surplus masks. They're out of stock right now on the website. I did get them on, but it was like $10 for 24 feet worth of it.
Oh, that's not bad. I
And like it's like this, it's about like this thick ish.
Okay.
Um, they're fiberglass.
All right.
And yeah, so I just 3D printed like a guy for it, so I could put my end fed on top of it. So I got that finally. Like, dude, the difference like putting that thing 24 feet up compared to where I had it before was only like 5, maybe 10 feet up. Is just
Yeah.
night and day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I can run it basically across the entire yard horizontally. At the very end, like it tails down to like an inverted L almost. But you
This
know,
was my latest puppy that came in the
ooh,
mail.
spider beam.
It's what is it? 12 meter, 40 foot? It's a thick puppy. It's heavy.
Is that
Um
the
44 foot. Is it 44 foot? I don't even know. I mean,
no, my
guys,
wife's here. She's listening to us talk about antennas. This isn't gonna end well for me, Mike.
40 foot. Yeah, it's a 40 foot. And I already put a system on it to guide it and everything.
Nice.
So I have all this stuff and I don't go out to activate. So shame,
Shame.
shame,
Yeah.
shame,
Shame.
shame, shame.
Yeah. No, I mean we're all busy.
Uh,
It's only
the,
because like my kids in school now, so now I actually finally have time to go like play Pota.
and you go soda. So
Well, you
shame,
know what?
shame.
No, no, that's not shame. This is ham radio campfire, and any sort of portable
True,
activities are
true, true.
encouraged. Okay.
She's
Um,
eavesdropping until she gets a call. Call her.
yeah.
Call her.
No, no, like she call as in like she's at the fire department right now.
Mm.
She's out there volunteering.
All right. Awesome.
So,
Congrats. Good
yeah.
job.
We
Good
kind of
job.
do that a little bit together. But most of the day she has to work, so
I volunteer for Netflix.
yeah, just hang out at the house and
Watch
yeah,
Netflix.
yeah. Someone calling the
Uh,
fire. Please don't do that, Plasma. She's
yeah.
on the
No. No.
ambulance though, so if you call in a heart attack, she'll come real quick. You know. But yeah. So this week was busy, man. I tell you what. And like I had to do that. I had to do the what do you call it? The activation on Friday because this weekend in the U.S. is Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
So like a lot of people call it the last weekend of summer.
Okay.
So everybody's out doing stuff. Going to
Nice.
parks, going to theme parks, going to water parks. It also gets cold. Oh, Plasma, please don't call a cat getting stuck in a tree. Because you know what this woman will do? This woman will get the cat and she'll bring it home. Okay? So please do not do that. We have enough. There's three
Yeah.
of them running around.
I got two myself, so I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. I had the weekend off. Well, I had yesterday and today off. So I had Saturday and Sunday evening off. I go back to work tomorrow. I do a 7 to 1 a.m. shift. So yeah, but I did take off. I took this afternoon. I took the missus and we took the bike out. I hadn't taken the bike out in such a long time, and we went around the island. It was like 2 hours, something like that. So it was pretty cool. A little trip around the island.
Have you seen this flash sale that Gigaparts is doing?
I can't get anything from the States. You know that.
Oh,
I can't
really?
even look at it because then I get emotional that I can't get this stuff.
Yeah, I did not get M&P coax, and I also did not get a what's it called? It's a tape measurer, but it's measured for for wire lengths for antennas.
Oh,
So it
that's
shows,
awesome.
yeah, so it shows like the quarter wavelengths, like from I think 6 meters up.
Oh, that's cool. That's a neat idea, man. That's a pretty neat
Yeah,
idea.
I have to figure out who makes it
I
again.
have to do the math in my head.
Yeah, no, the tape measure is just already measured out. I think for quarter and half wave. So, yeah, that's gonna be really cool and pretty handy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Building
yeah, yeah.
antennas.
Sounds legit.
Let me see. I have to like pull it up and figure out what brand it is so I can
Very
plug
specific
it.
for something he didn't get. It's in his wish list.
Yep, it's in my
Christmas is
wish list.
coming up.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I will say she has bought me ham radio stuff in the past. You know, but
I I can't tell mine, because she says everything I buy for ham radio is too expensive, so don't count on it.
yeah, there's like some inexpensive items that
Yeah,
like every shack could use. Like that
but
tape measure I was talking about. It's like 20
true,
bucks. Yeah.
true. But remember, I have no local stores or stuff like
That's
that
right.
here.
Yeah.
Everything has to be shipped and very specific, and it's kind of yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have to imagine just shipping's just a freaking bear.
Yeah,
It's the art of
if you need anything in urgent, but this is island life, you get used to it. You
yeah.
need anything in a hurry, it's gonna take 2 weeks. Oh, I'm dying. Wait 2 weeks. It's gonna take 2 weeks. Yeah, forget it. And then if it's a broken
Yeah, I know.
radio or stuff like that, it's 2 weeks there, repair, 2 weeks back, and then 2 weeks becomes a month because they didn't ship it by plane, they shipped it by boat, so that's 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, island life. I love it, man.
Yeah, this is one of the things I didn't get.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, so apparently, tape measure 2 meters actually, the 30-meter dipoles and loops. So it has quarter wave loop markings for 2, 6, 10, 15, 17, 20, and 30. Halfway for 2, 6, 10, 15.
Oh, but it's in inches, huh? So yeah, they won't work in Europe.
Um, well, I mean, it's already marked though where you cut it, so it doesn't matter.
That's too funny.
Yeah, Hawaii's expensive. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would love to be able
and this
to
is
go
the
into a
flash
ham
sale
radio
they're
outlet.
having. I don't need any of this stuff, but if anyone needs any uh DV Mega stuff, there you go. 20% off right now.
All
I
right,
guess
all
this
right,
is
all right.
a this kind of thing you would need for your project, huh? Too bad they won't ship to you.
I build my
So,
own. See, whenever I want, I build my own hotspots.
oh, there you go. What, you use like a pie?
It's a Pi with an MMDVM hat. This one is
Yep.
dual, so you can have two slots, two time slots. So yeah, I
Nice.
build my own.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, that's a way to do it if you got the time and the know-how, I guess. It's not actually that bad.
No, I mean YouTube has everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep. No, you're not wrong. You could literally learn how to do anything in this hobby on YouTube. That's what kind of makes it great.
Yeah, and you learn the right and the wrong way. So you get two chances.
Well,
One
you
fifty
learn like
percent
yeah, you learn 10 different ways of doing it, and all of
One
them
of them is right.
combined, all of them combined make it somewhat work.
No, I can't get pies. Yeah, and the plus the
Yeah.
pies are these are actually projects that have been sitting here for, oh my God, 6 months to a year, because I have one working. This was a spare, and this other pie that I got here was just one I had laying around, and I have another one that's not laying around. It's hooked up to my hem clock, but I could use that one for the. And these are like pie twos, so hopefully they get. Yeah, pies are like, oh my God.
Wow, they
The,
must be
the,
able to get them in Asia somehow.
I don't know because they're like they went up from like, oh, it's $30 to like, what is it, $90 now or something like that.
Yeah.
They're like crazy,
Well, I
and
just
you have to be able to get them because you can't.
yeah, I was just saying like in Asia, like because SBitX, like they're selling their radios with the pies already in them, so it's like they either have like a stockpile of them or they're able to get them somehow over there.
400s are in stock. You mean the keyboard and the keyboard one?
I don't know too much about pie to.
I'm no expert. I just, whatever I need, I use. But yeah, pies. Yeah, okay. The 400s are the ones that have the built-in keyboard. You have to, all you have to do is hook up a TV to them, and you have an all-in-one computer with a keyboard. But I'm no. Yeah, but you could. I can't you strip those for the Pi, Thomas? I think you can strip those for the Raspberry Pi in them. Um. So
If
yeah,
you're saying yeah, you can.
yeah.
So I mean
Yeah.
that's an option, I guess. I have a Pi, I think 3 laying around, and then that project temporary offline did with a multi-monitor display. I'm probably gonna like put one of those up.
Yeah, yeah. They're they're interesting bits of kit, and so many applications for ham radio.
Oh yeah,
Like you can literally do anything with them. I mean,
yeah,
from running war mode on them and stuff like that. You can pretty much do anything with them. I mean,
yeah. I want to get one set up for like
the
a,
QDX.
a WSPR station,
Well, you can
like a
run
six
the.
meter, like a 6 meter WSPR
Oh,
station.
okay, okay, yeah. All you need is the hat for them. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 3D printing is yeah. You combine those two together, and like I said, I needed a box, and shipping would be insane to do it. So I just went ahead and spec the size on this one and 3D printed it,
Yep.
and that's it. You're ready to go. I mean, and all these other projects like the stand for this is 3D printed. That's it. It is missing a fascia, but this is 3D printed. I mean, just that alone, the only thing is, um, like I wanted to build an antenna switch. 3D printed isn't really metal case. RFI,
No.
doesn't offer RFI protection. So, I could line it with what is it, that silver paper? Oh god, what is it?
Teflon,
Not Teflon. The
no.
used in the kitchen,
Aluminum foil.
aluminum foil. Yeah, I could probably like you know put it
Yeah,
inside, and
maybe.
but
Yeah. No, I 3D printed these transformer boxes, and now I'm gonna make a receive ground loop with it.
okay.
Yeah.
Now protect those. Are those PETG or PLA
They're
or
PLA, but I
ABS?
mean
PLA.
they're gonna like sit in the grass.
Okay, so
So
because
yeah.
PLA doesn't like the sun all that much. PETG on the other hand is pretty much as easy to print as
Yeah.
PLE or PLA, but it's a lot more resistant to weather ish,
Yeah,
sun
wouldn't you
ish.
know? I'm actually gonna talk on my channel about that soon because I'm doing a more deeper dive into both FDM and resin printing on my channel. So I'm gonna be talking about that. But yeah, like oh, around here we don't get too hot and it's not super duper sunny, so
Oh yeah. If I
I'm
put
not
it outside
super
here
worried.
in the
Yeah,
summer, it'd melt a glob.
yeah. I mean, it may peak here at like 100, but
Yeah.
it'll be fine there.
Right
Uh,
now in the shack, and it's remember it's like 10:30 here because I'm UTC. It's about 84 Fahrenheit.
yeah, like
I'm
Joseph is
sweating.
in a Joseph says 106 where he's at
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
California.
It's crazy.
Yeah, forget that heat. It's actually really nice weather here lately. We got kind of lucky, but
We have a hurricane warning. Is it a hurricane? We call them. Oh God, what is it? Not typhoon. It's a furacão. Yeah, it's a hurricane. But it's hopefully it's moving north of the Azores, so it won't affect us much. So hopefully, I don't Nicolette, Nicole, something like that. I don't know. They named them,
yeah,
but we have a hurricane warning for weather here.
it seems like it's been pretty mild here for hurricanes in U.S. this year.
Well, it
How,
is
how,
starting to, isn't it? Like next month is hurricane season for
no, I
Florida.
think it starts in July. I could
Is
be
it?
wrong.
No, actually, yeah, you're right. You're right. The tail end is
'Cause I thought it was like
September, something
beginning of
like that.
October. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, it's still been pretty quiet on that front, but as soon as I say that, something's gonna pop up.
Ah,
So
for sure, for sure.
maybe I shouldn't talk about that.
I did have an interesting topic I wanted to bring up.
Go ahead.
Um, yeah, it runs June 1st to November 1st. All right, that makes sense. No, I was gonna say, family and POTA. Like, uh, when you go out for POTA activation, is your family on board? Do they mind? Do they go with you? Do they stay home? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
these kind of activities usually on the weekends, right? Usually the weekends are a pretty high
Mm,
activity for POTA, give or
yeah.
take.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, and weekends are
I see what
usually
you're
time you
saying. Yeah.
spend with your family. So, what are your guys' experience
Well,
with that?
I know Hiking and Hammond. If you have, he has a YouTube channel, and his wife actually just got her call sign while she was at Huntsville. Her first contact was actually Parachute Mobile with Carlos, life at terminal velocity.
Oh
That was our
wow.
very first ham radio contact. So, and
So
then I think she ended up playing POTA with us as well. But yeah, they're a couple. They go out play. It looks like they go play POTA all the time, which is awesome. My son is kind of disinterested in it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They aren't married yet. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, I thought it was your wife. My bad. Not married yet. Plus private story. Okay. Well, you know,
I
I'm just calling the future here. Um, but yeah. So I mean, my wife isn't against driving me to a park. I guess if she's still there. But yeah, like no, she's driven me to a park, but then it'll be kind of like a 10 and out at that situation.
yeah, I could never get my girlfriend, Mrs. Well, we've been together for 16 years. Uh, the last thing she would ever do is ham radio. She's gone with me, but it's not her cup of tea. It's
Yeah.
it is what it is. But she's glad that it's my hobby in a way because she knows exactly where I'm at. I don't go to bars unless I go with her, or but it's very rarely. But I don't go out. I'm always home, and this is it. This is where I'm at. She knows that this is, it is, I don't go to, soccer games or sports events or stuff like that. This is my thing. I'm always here. Yeah, different strokes for different folks. True.
Yep.
But I don't push her because, oh, God, in Portugal to get a license is like, you really
Yeah.
have to
It's a
love it
nightmare.
and like it and stay with it. They're changing the law right now where you don't have to listen for 2 years because the law in the past and still still is right now, but they're changing it. But you would take there's three, like you have your general and your whatever. We have one, two, and three. One being the highest, three being novice, whatever. And so you would go into three, and all you need to do to know is the law. You don't need to know anything else but the law, whatever governs the ham radio. Um, but then you would have to sit there and listen for 2 years. If you wanted to operate, you'd have to go into an already licensed, fully licensed ham radio operator, and then you could use his equipment under his supervision. You couldn't set it up at home, and you couldn't do it by yourself, and you can't do it by yourself. So, but now they're eliminating that, and I think that three you can use VHF and whatnot, and then
So it's gonna be kind of like our technician, I guess,
sort
where
of,
we
sort of.
technician only has UHF, VHF, a small bit of 10 meters.
I don't think they
Um,
even have HF.
yeah.
At least when I was, but in my days it was A, B, and C, not three, two, and one. And I was a C license. It was 16, and I could only do VHF, UHF, and that was it. And then when I was CU0 Alpha Alpha Charlie, and then when I went to category B, I could do HF, all VHF, all everything. Um, but and then I went for B with Morse because back in the day there was a Morse requirement,
Hmm.
and then your call sign would get shortened, and that's when I became CU3 Hayagi or Honolulu Yokohama, and that was basically the same thing, but I had Morse, and my call sign got shortened. Now I could upgrade to number one, where I would go from 750 watts to 1.5 kilowatts. Pretty much that's
Is
the
the
upgrade.
limit. Yep.
The upgrade only gives you an extra 750 watts up to 1.5 kilowatts of power that you can use in your station. But then and 4 meters, which I can't use 4 meters because
Hmm.
I'm not a maximum category ham radio operator. But
Interesting.
I don't want to do it. I want to do it, but I can't do it in a way because I lose my call sign. And
Oh.
call signs are no longer CU3 or CU4, CU5. That's done. It's you have it, it's yours. Now, if you want to upgrade, I would become Charlie Tango 8, X-Ray Romeo, something like that. And I don't want a CT because CT is historically is mainland Portugal,
Mainly
not
in
Azores.
Portugal. Yep.
So I want the CU because CU, as always, it used to be CU. CT2 was Azores, but this was back in the 70s, something like that, and then it became CU. And every island, there are 9 islands, and every island is
A
CU1
different
is one
number.
island,
Yep.
CU2 is another, CU3 is another. So I want to keep my Charlie uniform 3 because it's recognizable. When I call CQ, this is CQ, CQ, this is Charlie United. Everybody knows it's the Azores.
Yeah.
So I don't upgrade because of that. Is it lack of knowledge? No, it's just I'm stubborn in my ways, and I want to keep my call sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
I'm
they ever
like,
change that,
yeah. I mean, for us, luckily, if we upgrade, we don't have to change call signs. But at the same time, like, but most like contests and POTAs and SOTAs and all that occur on the general portion, anyways. So like the incentive to upgrade is really low. But like I'm gonna do it just because, you know. But
yeah,
yeah, like that's kind of bogus that they would take away the CU call sign from you.
yeah, yeah, and it is what it is. I mean, the differences are minute. I was actually looking at the frequency table, and like if I do upgrade, I get an extra 20 megahertz on 160 meters. I get from 1.810 to and instead of 1.830 to 1.850. I don't think that's going to make a big difference for me. Every other band, I have full access, 750 watts. And I'm going to say this not publicly, but what? How did you say it? I didn't buy it, but I was thinking it's like we police ourselves. Like
Yep.
I said at the beginning, I'm buying a 1.5 kilowatt amp. Supposedly I can't run it at 1.5. I have to run it at 750. I'm going to police myself and say I will never use it at 1.5 kilowatts.
No, never.
Never. Never.
Never.
Who's going to know? I mean,
Eh.
who's going to know? Does it really make that of if I was it just it doesn't make any sense to me. That's
Yeah.
just
The
because the
four
laws are
meter one
stupid.
is yeah, the 4 meter one's really weird.
Yeah.
Because
And
I know it's a Europe only thing, but like yeah,
yeah,
that's a really weird one.
yeah, yeah. But I don't use 6 meters or 4 meters. I
Yeah.
don't like 6 meters. Don't get me wrong. I don't have the patience for 6 meters.
Yeah, I mean that's why I was gonna set up a WSPR station as the cycle comes up.
So
'Cause
you
then,
know when to go in and activate or do
yep,
something.
yep, yep. Because like that, it also costs nothing to do that. You could get
Yeah,
a 6 meter capable rig for like $100.
yeah. I mean, every radio you buy nowadays has 6 meters in it.
Yeah, plasma is pretty much right on the head with that. The only thing that matters is you stay within your band.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
definitely. I mean, yeah,
you know.
for sure. Uh, I do have 60 meters.
Yeah, we have 60
Although
here.
I need to every year I need to apply for a yearly license to operate 60 meters.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
They don't deny it. I mean, I don't need to be as long as you're a ham radio operator, you just fill in a report or email. Oh, I'd like to use 60 meters, and then they send you a license to use 60 meters. They like approve it. Yeah, you can use it.
Yeah, it almost
Europe
sounds
for
like a
you.
fishing license. Yeah, you have to get all these additions on the fishing license here. It's like, oh, I want to go hunt trout at this specific creek, and they're like, okay, you need this, or at least in this state. Some, not all states are like that. Some states are like, all right, here's your fishing license, go fish. But
On the other hand, we don't need a fishing license here. You want to go fish? It's an island.
yeah,
It's a roundish island. Just pick a spot and don't bother us.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's also probably kind of part of the economy there. I'd imagine.
Well, yeah, there is a lot of fishing boats and commercial fishing, but as a hobby, you don't need a license.
Yeah,
You need a fishing pole, a hook, a line, sinker. Yeah, but there's no the we actually have like you guys. What do you guys have for like game wardens? Right, that's what you have.
yeah.
We have PSP, which is public security police, which they run the cars and the speeding limits and killings and shootings. Well, no, killings would be judiciary police.
Hmm.
But for like drugs and stuff and cars and stuff like that, it's PSP. And then anything that is oceanside or ocean, we have maritime police. Yeah, it's they create all these stupid jobs. Oh, and then we in the Azores, it's the last place in Portugal where there are actual forest rangers.
Hmm.
Everything else is done by the National Republic Guard.
Yeah, I tell you what, the game wardens in the United States actually have some of the most authority of any of the law enforcement because they can actually go in houses without warrants.
It's not military police. Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
They like if they just have to have reasonable suspicion, and they can enter your house. Be like, I think you poached a deer, and they can go search your house for the deer.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Aren't you guys like king of your castle rules?
What do you mean?
Well,
No, that
your
varies by
house is your
state.
castle. Oh, okay, that
That
varies by
varies by state.
makes sense. Because if I lived in the states and anybody tried to walk into my house,
No, man, like game wardens can just search your shit. Like if you're, especially if you're out in the field. Like if you're on the
oh
field, they could be like, "Let me see the back of your car," and if you don't comply, like they'll just arrest you until they search. And if they find anything, then yeah, you'll be in trouble.
no, here it's kind of weird because it's complicated. But it's Europe for you, so in Europe
Oh
it's
yeah,
stupid. I can't own a gun if I. It's easier for me. It isn't easy, but it's like it's easier for me to get a heart transplant than it is for me to get a gun. There you go, pretty much. It's so silly. Here in Portugal, it's so insane. And I've had a shotgun, but a handgun or anything other than a shotgun. But nowadays, even a shotgun, oh my god, it's like a year of training on gun safety, and then you have to run through like oh what do you call those police records. You have to show that. Oh my god, it's so crazy, it's so stupid, it's so stupid. But
yeah.
anyway, yeah.
In the U.S., that like getting long guns isn't too bad, but for pistols, it's a whole different ball game.
You wait a max of what, a month, but you can get it. Nobody can
No,
tell you
a
you don't
month?
need it.
Heck
Is it?
no.
Oh no, I thought it
A
was
long
like.
gun, I could go there and get the same day. I could get it
Yeah.
within like a couple of minutes. They just
Okay.
plug my name in and say, "All right, you're not a felon. Here's your gun." Now,
Shit.
a pistol
Jesus.
is different. Pistol varies state by state, and there's a federal law that says you cannot buy pistols in another state. So you have to
Okay.
buy pistols in the state that
Okay.
you live in. Uh,
Okay.
so like from Maryland, there's like a restrictive list because Maryland's crazy. Joseph's right. Like in some states like California, maybe some places up north, there might be a wait, but most states, yeah, there's no wait. But
Pennsylvania, gun, and 5 minutes later you're out the door.
yeah, yeah,
Ah,
it's the
yeah.
same thing in Maryland. But yeah, hiking in Hammond, like this is a perfect example of game wardens. They put up a camera on guy's property to catch him poaching deer on his own land.
Wow. Wow.
Like
Wow.
not even the military can do anything like that.
Wow. Well, no. Now you guys have, what is it? Homeland Security? Those guys can do
They can't
anything.
do they can't do that. Nope.
No?
They need a warrant. They go through Department of Justice.
Wow. Wow. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, Plasma's right too. At Walmart, you can buy guns in most places. You go buy guns the same place you buy milk and tomatoes. So
I've been to Walmart. I've been to Walmart. I actually, oh, I have a funny story of Walmart. Doesn't matter. Listen, we need to get back on track because we're gonna be
yeah.
campfire about guns. No, I'm kidding. Um,
Hey, recreational activity.
yeah, true, 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 true. Who says you can't go hunt deer and POTA? No, but I'm
Yeah.
saying is, can they? Well, if you're doing POTA, you're at a park. Do they have jurisdiction in parks? Game wardens,
Game.
stuff
Oh
like that?
yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, typically, they're like where they can like arrest people is in regards to like actual game, like fish and
Fish and wildlife.
yeah, fish and wildlife. But I mean, I think they like if it depends, what state and whatnot. But typically, um, like if they see you doing something like outrageously illegal, like trying to set the forest on fire,
Yeah,
then
well, that
yeah,
makes sense.
they
I
can they
mean,
can arrest you. But like if you're out there with like a beer or something you're not supposed to be, like they'll probably get the local police involved, if I'm not
no,
mistaken.
that's another one that irks me about the states. And I'm not dissing, but it's like you you're 18, you can go fight for your country. You can go to Afghanistan, Iraq, whatever the next war is, but you have to be 21 to drink.
Yeah,
Here, it's like 16 you can drink. They
there's
don't care.
kind of an asterisk on that though, because some states do allow children to drink. Well, not children, but most of the time it's like above 16. But you have to be in the presence of your parent
Smoke.
on
Okay.
you have to be in the presence of your parents um on private property, and you can drink
Okay.
at like 16. But it's
Okay.
very specific states, very specific
So
instances. Like
so
definitely not in the South. Put it that way. It's not happening in the South.
okay. Okay. But
uh,
for instance, we don't have an open container law. I can be walking down the street with a beer in my hand it to a cop, he'll take a swig and give it back to me. There's
yeah,
no law to say. Actually, joints are the same thing. We can't buy pot, but if I'm outside smoking a joint, the cops can't do anything, but they can take it out of my hand, put it on the ground, but it's not a felon or any kind of
and
yeah, and
I
legal completely. But here, no. But you can be drinking outside, and no cop's gonna bother you. They don't have an open container in your car law. You can have 20 packs of beer in your car. Nobody's in next to you on your front seat. Nobody's gonna tell you anything.
You want to hear what's really stupid about what Plasma said though? So you have to be 21 to smoke.
But
But
you can
guess who?
vape at 16.
No, but no. Well, no, you can't. But guess who's exempt from the 21 rule?
Military.
Military.
There you
The
go.
military is exempt from the 21 rule for smoking. It's like, so you could kill yourself with literal fucking cancer, but you
Yeah.
can't buy a beer. It's
No.
like, well, I
But
guess I'll get another VA claim, right?
I've told you this before. We used to, well, we still do. We have an Air Force base on the island,
Yeah.
Lodges Air Force Field, and these kids would come over out of boot camp, 18, 19, and they'd leave base, and you'd every weekend you'd see them so drunk. Oh my God,
Yeah.
everywhere, everywhere. Because yeah, Portuguese beer is not Miller Lite. I'll tell you
No.
that. That thing
Most
one,
European beer and for that
yeah.
fact, yeah.
I used to drink. I drink Super Bulk and Sagres and whatnot, but back in the day, and this was like, oh God, 90s, 2000s, 90s. I used to drink Tuborg. Tuborg is what, 10% alcohol,
Oh
whatever
yeah.
it is.
That's like that Belgian stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And I'd be chugging 4 or 5 of these things like it was nothing. And I'd go a lot. I'd go out a lot with American GIs or whatever you want to call them. They drink one and they'd be stupid for the rest of the night because
Yeah.
they're not used to their liquor, and this is not Miller Lite. So a lot of 'em, hey Mike, Hey Mike, no, hey hiking. But it's like Americans come here and for vacation or visit family, and they can't hold their liquor because this beer is not made for American people. Don't get me wrong. Mike, yeah. Oh, wait, I'm losing myself in the comments.
No, they're saying Mike Kenner
Oh,
is here.
what's
Yeah,
up, Mike?
I
What's
think
up?
I say your last name. If I
What's
butchered
up?
it, I'm wrong. Yeah.
But here it's. I remember my dad used to make wine. We used to have a vineyard up in Bishkoch, which is another part of the island, north side. My dad used to make wine, so
Nice.
I've been around wine and stuff like that, and aguardiente. Oh, you guys call it brandy? Since I
Brandy.
was a
Yep.
kid. Since I was a kid, and I still make my own moonshine-ish stuff. Doesn't matter. And it's it doesn't matter. But it's not illegal at all. You just can't sell it. That is kind
Yeah.
of stupid. You can't sell it. It has to have the tax
Oh,
stamp on
that's
it.
why. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the government needs their cut. You know. Yeah.
How to mess with Mike. Say hello to other Mike. Yeah, you're funny. Uh, because I don't usually, but it is different. Like somebody was saying early, I think it was Thomas. Different folks, different strokes. It is
Yeah.
different, but it's neat because I did live in the states. I lived in the states for 2 years, three
Yeah.
years. So I'm aware of American culture and how things work. I've worked in the states. Um, so I used to live near Fort Benning in Georgia. I lived in San Diego for a year. I've lived in Florida. So yeah. And the funny thing is, back when I lived there, I was in hiatus from ham radio, and I wish I'd been into ham radio back then to just to contact other people in the community and learn while I was there. But alas, it didn't happen that way. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about because um, you know, I knew like well, I was in the Navy, so I didn't know a lot of people went to the Azores, but I knew a lot of people went to Italy and Japan. Japan does not have the best reputation for the military, unfortunately. But
No, Okinawa and yeah,
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 it's a little
I've heard.
rough.
Yep.
Um,
We used to have a Navy station here as well. It was Lodges Air Force Base with a Navy contingency. Navy used to do like
probably like
electronic
P3s.
warfare and P3s, and
Yeah.
they did like I know there was a section that did calibration for avionics instrumentation
Hmm.
stuff like because I learned one of the first people to get me into electronics was a Navy guy that his job was calibrating like meters and stuff like that for airplanes and multimeters, anything that needed calibration, test equipment. So, and I remember he gave me my first Radio Shack test board. I wish
Nice.
I'd still have it, but he's the one that taught me a lot of stuff, and I was a kid, and I guess that was where it started. And I still talk to him on Facebook. Oh my God, he was stationed at USS Saratoga after the Azores. So, and I still talk to him on Facebook. Yeah, Mike Alexander. Yeah, nice
That's
guy.
awesome. Yeah.
So I have a lot of friends from the old days when from Lodges Air Force that I still in touch on Facebook. Oh yeah, great guys.
Yeah.
Um, officers especially, don't get me wrong, officers especially, and don't get me wrong, because a lot of these kids that came here, they hated it because there was nothing to do.
Wow.
There was nothing to do. The officers loved it because it was a way to get. There were more to the culture and getting in touch with culture and you
Yeah.
know the young kids, they didn't have their AMC's and their McDonald's and they hated it. They hated it with a passion. But nowadays, yeah, we have McDonald's, Burger King,
Oh
and
yeah. It's like
Subway,
the
and
rest of
yeah,
Europe.
yeah,
Everywhere you
yeah,
turn, it's like what American stores on that corner.
yeah, yeah. Started
Yeah.
with Burger King, but yeah, we have it all now. So It's like a lot of people come here like 20 years later and they're like, "Oh my God, you have everything." Yeah.
It was like the same way when my mom was in the Navy back in like the 80s. Um, and she was stationed in Guam. Um, and she was saying like back then, like people lived in metal shacks and like there's like five restaurants on the island and like there's only a couple of hotels. And basically like all the poor Japanese people would go there for their vacation because they couldn't afford to go to Hawaii. So they call it the poor man's Hawaii.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, but nowadays, like I went there back in 2018, and man, I wish I could have done like HF stuff back then. But I mean, I don't know, bringing radio equipment onto a warship is sketchy to put it the
Yeah,
least. And they're like, What is this for, huh? You're a Russian spy?"
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like nowadays it's like, big resorts and you know, tons of
Things
like,
change. Yeah.
modern restaurants and yeah. It's a nice place. I'd go back to Guam. I'd go there for a D expedition.
There you
That's
go.
what
There you go.
yeah. I because there's actually some POTA parks there.
There you go.
And it's a beautiful island. Beautiful. South Pacific. Can't go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't go wrong. No, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd definitely go back there if it wasn't like $4,000 to fly. Yeah.
True, 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 true. Um, it's like I took my girlfriend for the first time to the States, and we went to New York. I had a sister living in Newark, and I went to New York, and yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Things have changed a lot, and of course, I went to I was in the States, it was still post 9/11, and it's easy for me to get into the States because I'm Canadian. I was born in Canada,
Yeah.
but I've lived in Portugal all my life. And the funny thing is, I got into New York. What was it? JFK Airport? No. Yeah,
Probably was JFK. It's a
it was
major
JFK.
international.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was JFK. Nice plasma. I went into JFK, and basically, it's like U.S. citizens and Canadians go through here. I go
Yep.
up, I show my Canadian passport. Yeah, go in. You don't want to know where I'm going to say? Nope, just go in. They just, and you're in. And I waited for her to go through customs for 2 hours. For 2 hours. I also have dual citizenship, plasma,
Yeah. I
Portuguese and
I do I
Canadian.
do too, believe it or not.
You have dual citizenship?
Ireland.
Ireland. You're Irish. You're potato. You're
Yeah.
potato farmer. No, I'm kidding.
It was awesome going to Europe though, cuz like it's the
It
same
is.
thing. Cuz like
Not anymore.
I just show them that EU passport and they're like,
Not
"Here you go."
anymore. Not
Oh, really?
anymore.
They changed that?
No, Brexit. Are you kidding me?
No, Ireland, not Northern Ireland, like the country
Oh,
of
okay.
Ireland. Yeah, that's still
Okay.
EU. I'm still an EU citizen.
Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, just
Yeah.
Great
If I
Britain.
just go to Great
I thought
Britain, I just
everything
have to
was
wait in a line. But yeah,
yeah. No, good for you. Yeah. That EU passport. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. The real
yep,
Ireland. There you go. Uh
the real
no, but
Ireland. Yeah,
yeah,
there's only
when
one Ireland. I don't know what anyone else is talking about.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, I went last month, was it 2 months ago? 2 months ago? I went to London. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Europeans are not welcomed ish. You have to go through those wicked lines, and we were
Yeah,
swimming. It looked like Disneyland. Wham, 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 wham. Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy,
yeah,
but it was funny. And then getting into Portugal from Great Britain, from England, also had to do these lines. I'm like, I'm Portuguese. What the heck? No, you still have to show your passport. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. But
yeah.
yeah, you know. I use my Portuguese when I want to go some places, and I use my Canadian when I'm going to go.
Yep, exactly.
And
That's the way to do it. Yeah, I couldn't use my Irish passport the entire time I was in the Navy. So
you couldn't. Yeah, makes sense.
yeah,
Makes
Actually, I
sense.
had to surrender it, and then like I just wrote back to the embassy because they never gave it back. I just wrote to the embassy. When I got out, I was like, "Hey, can I get a new passport?" Like, all right.
Wait, for you to go into the American military, Navy, you had to surrender your Irish passport.
I was on a submarine, man. That's
Okay.
top secret shit. Yeah,
Okay. I didn't know. I mean, I
yeah.
had no idea. I had no idea. You could
Oh
serve
yeah. My
because you have
dad's
dual
the same.
citizenship, but
My dad's the same way. He works for the government, and they are holding his passport.
okay. I work for the Portuguese DoD right now, doing satellite and surveillance tracking. They know I'm Canadian. I had to go through NDAs and background checks and all that stuff. They didn't ask. Well, it's not military. I'm a civilian
Yeah,
contractor. But yeah, they did tell me when I applied for the job, you have dual citizenship. Is it Brazilian? Is it Argentinian? And I'm like, no, it's Canadian. Oh, it's okay because Canada is part of NATO. You're good. I'm like, okay,
yeah. I think their
okay.
fear is if you have two passports, you could theoretically go to like a country where there's no extradition. So if you desert, then they can't get you back, basically. And if you know some shit, then you could tell the wrong people that shit.
You can tell them anyway. All it takes is an email. I mean,
Well, no, 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 dude. That Edward Snowden proved that all that shit is monitored. All right, so
true, 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 true,
yeah,
true. But I could teach you some things.
yeah. Oh, I know. But
But
yeah, selling secrets. But yeah. So, anyways, well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here. I think someone else has the stream now. I don't know. Usually, someone's at the 7 o'clock block, and I just don't see anybody. So, I don't know. I thought someone else was streaming right now. Oh, yep, Red Summit's on right now. So,
yeah,
um, he's doing low power Morse code ham radio activities. That sounds pretty interesting, actually.
yeah, yeah.
So we should go definitely check that out. I put the link to my Patreon in the description. If you want to see my new video for soda, like my lowest tier is like $3. So spare yourself that cheeseburger every month. Um, you know. But yeah, the new video for soda is out, and then when I finish this new video I'm doing that Mike's seen clips
You
of.
guys have to check it out. It's
Yeah.
a hoot. It's a hoot.
Yeah. When that one's done, that will be on Patreon early as well. Too bad we didn't get James and Hayden here. They're MIA right now. Well, James is at a park. We know where he is. Hayden might be like bailing water out of his boat in the middle of the Chesapeake for all we know. So I don't know. I'm sure he's doing fine though. But $3 cheeseburger where? Yeah, right. That's what it
Don't get
feels
the
like.
fries.
Yeah. But all right. Well, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream here and say 7 threes, and it's been awesome. It's been real, and we'll see everybody next week.
Bye
See ya.
bye.